This Vineyard. What's on my mind this morning is getting started as it relates to any sort of creative self-expression. Interestingly, the most downloaded episode of Dear Constance is called On Creativity and Artistry. It was episode number 1, and I don't think that's the reason it was the most downloaded episode. I think it's because of the title. I don't think I'm alone in having confused those words. I think that was an interesting episode because I'm sharing how people used to always say to me, "You're so creative." It landed flat. I never considered myself creative because I was confusing those two words. Anyway, I've been thinking about it for a number of reasons. First, because I've been talking about my experience at the Chilmark Writers Workshop, and I've met 2 people in the last few days who have really powerful personal stories to tell. And I can tell that they've been thinking about it for a long time. I spent a lot of time encouraging them to simply start with one story. I think in any creative endeavor, as we start the process, we start to get clues about a story, a song, a poem, a beautiful meal. In actually doing whatever it is, a part of our brain, our subconscious starts to get activated. And when you're all up in your head thinking about the end result, it can be crippling. I was speaking with my friend Gail yesterday. She's an abstract painter, and I was astounded the other day when I heard her say she has sold 60 paintings. I thought I heard 6, and then I thought, no, it must be 16. And when she said 60, I was completely blown away. So yesterday on our walk, I asked her, how did you get started painting? Is it something you started when you were young and left behind and re-engaged? That's something that happens to a lot of people. They were playing the guitar when they were young, or life got in the way and they rediscovered it at a later age. And she said, no. I think she said she took a class called Play and Paint. And she had a lot of fun and it piqued her interest. She found her way and she found her own teacher. She started purchasing supplies. And of course, she found a passion and she found her voice. If she had gotten all up in her head about other abstract painters or how she was going to get the canvases stretched or whatever, she would never have gotten started. It's so easy to shut ourselves down by thinking about the end result or comparing ourselves to others, which can be the thief of joy. It's funny, as I'm saying this, I'm remembering the story I told in that first episode on creativity and artistry, that I was so overwhelmed by trying to make a mala necklace because I felt like I had to get it right. And it actually made me cry. When I gave myself permission many years later to start trying to make jewelry, it served as a sort of creative trigger for me. I started noticing color and shape differently. I greatly enjoyed the learning process and creating something from nothing, simply for myself. I think it's so important to give yourself permission to try. It's never too late. There is no right and wrong in creative self-expression. That's the beauty of it. It is simply all about giving yourself permission to try. And of course, getting started. Buying the watercolor paint set or those knitting needles, signing up for a class, dedicating a notebook to capture some of your stories, whatever it is, simply get started. You might just surprise yourself. I'll leave you with that for now. Until next time, have a wonderful weekend from my heart to yours.